Hey Jakaya, this is Frank from Max Digital, and as I mentioned, I wanted to shoot you over this quick video with some specific things that you guys can do yourselves to help bring in more business just by better utilizing both your website and your Google business profile. Alright, so I see you guys are plumbers in the Washington DC area, so I just did a quick Google search on Plumber Washington DC, and here's the search results page that comes up. And since 90% of the people never click past the first page, it's important if you're looking to grow your business that you get into as many sections on this first page as possible. And you'll see some of your competitors are doing that. So the top section here is known as the Google advertisers, or the advertising section. So if you're not looking to pay Google advertising dollars to get into this section, then you're going to want to focus on getting into the second and third section of the page. The second section here is known as the Google Map Pack, and it consists of the 3 businesses with the strongest Google business profile. Now there's 2 things that you really need to be concerned about to get into this section. One is keeping your profile active, and so you guys have a profile already set up. Now you just need to keep it active. So that means getting it and responding to customer reviews timely, uploading photos to the profile regularly, and ideally you want to have more reviews and profile or pictures than your competitors do on your profile. Lastly, you want to try to add to or use the full 750 characters that they give you for this section down here to describe your business, but you want to embed into that description some local buyer intent keyword phrases, and I'll talk about that shortly here. So that's one thing you need to do, is keep the profile active. Secondly, Google's looking to see who is the most frequently mentioned plumbers in the Washington DC area. So, and that plays a large role as to whether you get into this section or not. And so the way businesses deal with that is they register their company into various online directories, and there's thousands of online directories such as Angie's List, Yelp.com, Nextdoor.com, Home Advisor, just to name a few. Many of them are free to join. It just takes time to go out to those sites and enter in your business name, address, and phone number. And you're going to want to do that exactly how it's registered here with Google in the Google Business Profile, so that Google sees all of those registrations in those directories as belonging to one business, and then you begin to outnumber the competition here in terms of the number of times mentioned online. So 30 to 40% of the traffic is going to go to the businesses listed in this section. So it's important if you are looking to grow that you get in there. And it also helps if you have an active Google Business Profile. It also helps to get into the Map Pack if you also have a strong website. And so websites are they show up here in the Google this section down here, which is known as the organic listings, right below the Google Map Pack. And so these first couple here that are showing up right now are Angie's List and Yelp. Those are those directory sites I was talking about. But once you get below that, you actually start to see individual businesses and their websites listed here. So you rank high in this section based on the strength of your website's content and backlinks profile. So I want to compare your content and backlinks to Len the Plumber, who's the #1 ranked plumbing website in the Washington DC area. All right, so getting back to your site here, just looking at it real quick. First thing I wanted to note is that Google looks for 1,500 to 2,000 words on your home page for them to consider you an authoritative site or an expert in the niche. So you're a little short of that. So first recommendation to strengthen the ranking here will be to add some more content to your site. But you don't want to just add any content. It's important that your content is dense with local buyer intent keywords. These are the words that people are actually frequently typing into the Google search bar, and the phrases that you'd like your site to be found for. The more keywords that are mentioned in your content, the more relevant Google is going to see your site to the searched phrase. So you can see here that this site that's beating you, Len the Plumber, it's actually a back page. They have lentheplumber.com as their homepage, and then they have a back page for the Washington DC area, and this is their site right here. The reason why they have a back page for every location, every service area they have, is because they recognize that it allows them to mention the local buyer intent keyword phrases. And those are, just to back up, local buyer intent keyword phrases is a phrase that references both your service that you provide and the location you provide that service in. So by having a back page and having content dedicated specifically to that location, it allows them to use those local buyer intent keyword phrases in their content numerous times, and that allows Google, or enables Google, to match up the content to what's being searched for. So let me just give you an example. So I use this site here called Ahrefs to analyze different websites. So here's your website, And you can see you're currently ranking for 22 different keyword phrases. And so when I look at the keyword phrases, I'll get a list here and it'll show me exactly what phrases you're ranking for. Okay, so these top couple ones are like every company, they rank highest for when somebody's Googling their business. But what you're really looking for if you're looking to grow is for people to find your site when they are just looking for the service and they're located near you, because then they're a prime buyer, they're ready to purchase your service. So here, this Manassas Plumbing one, that is a local buyer intent keyword phrase because it mentions the service you provide, plumbing, in the location Manassas. And so that is actually being searched for 150 times per month on average. But you're currently ranking in the 29th position, so not many people who are Googling that are going to be able to see you at this point. So let me show you why Len the Plumber has a Washington DC area back page, because it allows them to, in their content, utilize some of these local buyer intent keyword phrases. These are different variations for how somebody might type into the search bar that they're looking for a plumber in Washington DC, as well as in Rockville, apparently. You could see there's a lot of volume for the Washington DC area, a couple thousand per month, actually more than that. And they're ranking in the top 5 position on each of these different keyword phrases because Google it's very clear. It's not confusing to Google what exactly they should be found for, and that's being a plumber in the Washington DC area because they have that specific back page. So that's content. You need to have more content than your competitors have, and if you get to the expert level, so Google sees you as an expert or an authoritative site, that will help, as well as building in these local buyer intent keyword phrases for where the services you want to be found for and where you want to be found. So you might service more locations than just DC. You would do this. You could do the same thing. Have a separate page for that area. And if you provide, like water heater installs, if you do those, that's another set of search phrases that people are looking for and that are going to have their own individual monthly search volume that you could be ranking for. So there's a lot of opportunity if you get onto the first page. The other factor besides content that I wanted to talk about is backlinks. So backlinks are just links from other websites over to your website, and they give legitimacy to your site in Google's eyes because they act as an endorsement of your site. It shows Google that other people find your site to be relevant and important and that they would want to link to it. So you want to have more backlinks than your competitor has. But you don't want them to just be any backlinks. They need to be quality backlinks. And so you have right now, it looks like you might have more backlinks to your site. You have 4,100 backlinks from 14 referring domains. They have 220 backlinks from 40 unique referring domains. So that's quantity. Quantity, they are beating you. You're beating them in the number of backlinks. They're beating you in the number of referring domains. But they're also beating you in the quality of the backlinks. Google is going to penalize you if you are linked to spammy sites and reward you if you link to more authoritative sites or sites that they trust. You can tell that whether they trust you or a certain site or not based on the DR score. That's the trust score with Google. So you want to have a high DR score, and a site usually is in the 30 to 40 range is considered a pretty strong site. So they are very strong at a 51. You're currently showing at a 0.7. So you would want to not only add more referring domains, but also make sure you're only adding quality domains. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you wouldn't mind, just respond to the email to let me know that you watched the video and whether you found it helpful, or if you think that there's some additional information I could put into future videos that will help me to continue to add value to small businesses. Thanks so much. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.